back to another episode of AppTalk. This is your host Hadia, and today our guest is Erin Vandermore. Now, Erin herself is a licensed therapist who built an application developed by AppVerticals. Her application's name is Mind Circuit. It's all about therapy, it's all about understanding yourself, calming down, taking a pause, games, positivity. So I'm so excited to, have this conversation. Let's hop on to this podcast to understand her whys and her reasons behind this application and how her journey was. Let's go. And welcome to our podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's a little rainy here, but I'm all right. Thanks.
Do you like rain? Do you prefer rain, or are you of more of a sunny weather type?
I used to really enjoy rain, but here in Western North Carolina, about 10 months ago, we dealt with a Hurricane
Hmm.
Helene. So
Yeah.
now I notice my stress level going up when it rains, which is sad
Yeah.
because I used to enjoy rain.
There's so many natural disasters. It just makes you a bit sad, but at the same time, I hope things get better.
They are. We are a strong community and things are moving forward. Thank you.
That's great. I love when community comes together, to be very honest.
Mhm.
It's so important.
Absolutely. I don't know what I would have done without the community here. I really don't.
Yeah. That's great. Tell us a little bit about yourself because you are a therapist. How did the journey start? How are things now?
So Erin Vandermore. I'm originally from Chicago, so you might catch that accent every now and then. Huge Cubs fan, yes. I decided to become a therapist because I had some struggles in high school. And there really wasn't a lot of people within the school system to talk to. Back in the day when I went to high school, they were guidance counselors. So you could
Mhm.
only talk to them about like your career path. The school psychologist only saw people who were assigned to them. And so people in the middle, like me, just kind of floundered. So I really saw a need for
Mhm.
counselors, trained counselors to get in the school system. And that's where I started. I started in Chicago Public Schools. I was there for almost 10
Uh-huh.
years. And
Uh-huh.
then I transitioned and I worked in a behavioral hospital. And then I worked for community. And now I'm doing private practice. So I've done a variety of different types of therapy out there.
No, that's great. That's great. I always love when clients, an idea is always born when there's a market gap. You saw that gap and you wanted to fix it. You wanted to jump in on the opportunity and you just, it's so great.
Yeah, no, I just my background in schools, I saw how there were all these kiddos coming to school and they have dealt with a lot of trauma in their life. And
Yeah.
then we moved here to Asheville and trauma as well in the adult population I started working
Hmm.
with. And it's
Hmm.
just incredible how much trauma there is in our society that we don't name, we don't recognize. We say it's not traumatic enough,
Oh,
but
yeah.
your nervous system's overwhelmed, your nervous system's overwhelmed. You can't argue with your nervous system.
Yeah, actually, it's so sad that there's still, even in 2025, there's still people who don't recognize that therapy and there's basically, your body, your nervous system needs to relax, and therapy exists. And they think, for example, depression, anxiety, it's still treated as something that doesn't exist. Like there's no depression, you're not depressed, and it's so sad. But at the same time, I'm so happy because I can see the change in our generation. In my generation, basically, they are
Mhm.
so, like, we recognize stuff, we recognize that, yeah, this is something wrong with us, and we immediately decide, no, we need therapy, or we need to see a psychologist, or just, go to a doctor for it. So that's really something I'm proud of from my generation. But I'm also
Oh,
proud of
sure.
our parents and people like you, because you guys are the one who actually pushed, this stereotype that it's actually something that can be treated, and you should go ahead and see a doctor for that.
Yes, we can all be healed. Your brain
Yeah.
and body, they're not different things. We're not walking around heads only, right?
Yeah.
Everything's interconnected. And we're
Uh,
learning so much about gut health, mental health, how they're interconnected, neuro pathways. There is no reason we shouldn't take all this information and make ourselves feel
definitely.
better.
Definitely, I agree with that. So tell me a little bit about Mind Circuit, your application. How did the idea, I mean, we all can guess, but how did the idea came? How are things now? What was the process? Tell us about that.
Well, it's been a long process. I came up with an idea for it back during COVID because I had some time on my hands. I
Uh-huh.
also was overwhelmed, juggling being at home with two kids, trying to figure out how to use school from a computer. Thank God
Hmm.
I had teachers who were on the other end and I didn't have to do the lessons, but I still had to figure out,
Yeah.
the follow up and all the pieces. And then I myself, as an adult, was dealing with the sudden change. Our entire way of life changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I knew my nervous system was being overwhelmed. Um, so I started thinking about, well, what can I do? And I had a lot of clients reaching out during that time. I was doing virtual as much as I could.
Mm-hmm.
But clients from like 10 years ago asking me for suggestions on self help books, apps,
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, things that they could do to help themselves through this.
Yeah.
And I realized that a lot of the information from self help isn't necessarily by trained therapists, social workers, psychiatrists, people in the
Mm-hmm.
field. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, why aren't we accepting more of the self help and the apps and
Yeah.
therapy? Like, we can all get along. I don't understand why this should be one against the other or anything like that. So I decided to start working on an app that would help your nervous system regulate. I'm trained in a type of therapy called
Uh-huh.
EMDR. It's
Mm-hmm.
eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which is always hard for me to say.
It's a
Um,
mouthful.
it is a mouthful, and
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic and I have a speech impediment, so it's no fun.
Mm.
It sucks
I can
sometimes.
see that. It's okay. Yeah.
I love this therapy though. EMDR is wonderful. It is great for trauma. It's been around since the 80s. Dr. Shapiro created it. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, and if you're a neuroscience watching this, I know I'm botching it, but here's my version. The
Yes.
idea is during REM sleep,
Uh-huh.
our brain gets activated by lateral stimulation, right, left, right, left. Our
Yes.
eyes go back and forth and we twitch. And that
Yeah.
tells the hippocampus to kind of calm down and it gets the right left brain going. And so it starts kind of like putting files in the file cabinet of your brain. This is
Yeah.
important. This we don't need. When we go through trauma during sleep,
Uh-huh.
our brain goes, oh, that's important. We should hold on to that. And so now
Oh.
the file is stuck up
Mhm.
and it doesn't get processed. If we
Yeah.
don't process it, we don't desensitize. We don't move forward. We don't heal. It's just stuck
Yes,
right there.
exactly. Yeah. So that's
So,
how trauma is. Oh my God, that's so explained it such a easy way. I could never understand what trauma is, like how this is something that I would always be, why, how does trauma actually work? But that's so easy. Yeah. It makes
oh,
sense.
good. I'm glad. It's just your nervous system. Anytime you go into fight, flight, freeze, fawn, your brain goes, oh, this is very important. We have to hold on to this feeling, this moment, this thought,
Yeah.
because it doesn't know the difference between danger, you're about to run
Hmm.
into traffic, versus
Yeah.
trauma, I'm about to get hit by a car, right? It's just the
Yeah.
same nervous system reaction.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't
so your
recognize
brain holds
it.
on to it.
Very nicely
We don't
explained.
talk about it though, right? We don't have these
Yeah,
conversations about your
exactly.
brain, your body, mental health, how it all comes together.
And it's something that I love learning new things about my body every single day. That's what I do. I literally go on internet or chat gpt is my favorite. It's like my best friend. So I always go there, and I love learning about our bodies, especially
Mhm.
female bodies.
We ignore women's bodies, our
Exactly.
hormones for so
uh,
long. And
yeah.
now we're able to have more conversations and discover more about how we work. It's
Yes.
exciting to know
It's
this
so
is why this
exactly the word.
happens.
Yeah, the word was exciting. It's so exciting to learn so much new about our bodies. And plus, it's just, now that it's no longer a taboo to actually talk about women body, it's just, something that I always tell the younger kids, if you're having a conversation with a girl, I have little sisters and all. So I just, I try my best to teach them about their own body as much as they
Mhm.
can. I always make sure to tell them, if you're going through stuff, for example, they're studying, they have exams, their academic stress, there's so much stuff that no one talks about. So I always try my best
Yeah.
to be there for them, and make sure that whatever they're going through, I can help in somewhat way. Maybe I cannot help them out professionally, but them just talking to me is so much help.
It is. And you're teaching them that it's okay to have these conversations, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's huge. That you
Yeah.
can say these things out loud and
You
it's
don't have
okay
to
to
be afraid.
recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have
That's
to
a
be
huge
afraid
first step.
anymore. Yeah, little steps towards it, but always, it's always the little steps that helps you out in the future.
Absolutely. That's where I got the idea for my app from was how do I make this part of EMDR more accessible, that
Mm-hmm.
bilateral stimulation.
Yeah, I actually went through your application quite recently, actually, and I loved the UI UX of it. It's so engaging at the same time, so relaxing as well. So I love that, and the games on it, and the motivational quotes, and all of that. I loved it.
Well, I mean, so I'm dyslexic, I have
Uh huh.
ADHD. I myself know that I learn in many different ways. And I also have a short attention span. So I wanted to make sure as I developed the app along with you guys that it was something that I knew could speak to a wide variety of an audience and hold
Mm-hmm.
attention, but also have different ways to impact people, right? So
Uh huh.
sometimes that positive quote is all person needs for the day,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Sometimes having a game to just play and zone out for a moment and give yourself permission to zone out is what you
Yeah.
need. But at least you're playing a game that involves emotions, right?
Yeah, it really does. So I love the idea of it. And for me personally, what I like to do whenever I want to just zone out, like you said, or I just want to, calm myself down, I always go on my phone. There's this one game that I play a lot. It's like Candy Crush, but not Candy Crush. So I play that
Mhm.
game a lot. So I can relate to that sometimes all you need is just to, divert your mind towards something else, and it just calms you down somehow. I don't know the
Yes.
logic behind it, but yeah, it calms you down.
It gives you the pause. I
Yeah.
always think of it like a smoke break.
Oh yes.
Smokers allow themselves and give themselves permission to
Uh-huh.
walk outside, to take a break, to get away from the environment causing them stress, to be in
Uh-huh.
nature and to breathe.
Yeah.
But the moment you stop smoking, you don't allow yourself that permission anymore, which makes no
You go
sense
back
to
to
me.
that.
So
You go back to that one.
games,
Yeah.
yeah, but games now are kind of replacing that, and we're allowing ourselves the pause now. If we could
Yes.
just get outside a little and maybe not do like an hour on the phone, maybe just like
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes, 20 minutes,
15, 20
it'd be
minutes.
way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Just a
one limit.
short amount of time, but you can use your phone for a benefit.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And like you said, there's so many. I think that's something that I've noticed in our generation, that short attention spam is maybe because of COVID and how things have changed after COVID. It is,
Mhm.
so much more so many more people are facing it. So I've noticed that ADHD has increased, and I've also noticed the short attention spam is something that almost every single person, go is facing right now. So what's your take
Mhm.
on that? Is it because of the shift in our lives after COVID, or what's your take on it?
I would say everything always is a combination. It's not one thing or another. When
Uh-huh.
I talk with new clients about mental health, I also ask them about, do they like their jobs? How's their diet? Do they get enough fruits and vegetables? How's their sleeping? Do they drink water? Because if I'm only working on one part of the body,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be successful, right? It's
Definitely, yes.
everything. And so
Uh-huh.
this is no different. The change during COVID of us having to have instant things and it all be online definitely impacted our society.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we went to 2 to 3 years of not having that personal social engagement. So
Yeah.
our emotional IQs got stunted. I always tell my friends when they get upset with their kiddos, -2 to 3 years from their age, and
Mm-hmm.
that's their emotional age. And would you be upset with them doing what they're doing? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, no, that's appropriate for a 9-year old, even though they're 12.
Yeah.
They missed out on all that emotional interaction, socialization, right?
Yes,
We didn't get
yes.
to practice those skills. We didn't get to practice waiting in line. We didn't get to
Mm-hmm.
practice being patient at the stop signs, right? So there
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of daily activities we did that forced us to pay attention for longer periods of time and have to
Uh-huh.
be patient. And we didn't get
Yes.
that for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a
Now that
huge
you,
impact.
yeah, that's, it does make sense now. It does. Oh my God, I'm learning so much from this podcast. I love it. Coming back towards your application, how were things when you said you started in COVID? COVID gave you the opportunity to, work. I think a lot of times more ideas. I know that COVID, everything that happened in COVID, it was really sad, everything, but at the same time people had so much time on their hand that the ideas, they could actually think about it, and because they had so much time they could prepare about it, they could work on it when the
Yeah.
pandemic hit. Yeah, so for your application, what were the challenges? You said you started in COVID. It has been, let's say, what, 5 years now? So what
Yes,
were the challenges?
Ben. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 years. Ooh. Well, when I first started during COVID, I was thinking more website based because I didn't know a lot about apps. I mean, I'm in my
Uh-huh.
40s, so this isn't my area of expertise. I'm a Gen
Yeah.
X. So, like, in between, I remember phones hanging on walls. And then I remember all of a sudden people had a computer in their hand. It's weird, really weird.
Yeah.
So my mindset was web based, and I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do for the longest time.
Mhm.
And then so I started searching for different companies to help take my idea and then
Uh-huh.
translate it into something usable. So that took a while as well because I also didn't really understand the field, what I was looking for,
Uh-huh.
how to run my own business in the tech field as a woman. There were just so many things coming up that I had to learn about. I had to figure out what questions to ask
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't even know the verbiage.
Yeah. So it
So
was
that
just
was
new. Yeah, you were just new in the
absolutely
industry, basically. Yeah.
brand new, had no clue. Had an idea, knew as a
Yeah.
therapist, I wanted to help people because during COVID, I just felt so helpless, right? all these
Mhm.
clients reaching out, and there was only so much I could do.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Yes.
but I didn't know how to translate my mental health idea into
Yeah.
something usable, that everybody could access.
Yes. So I think when you're deciding to work or just deciding to build an application, finding the right company is so
Oh my
important
goodness.
because you're basically, this is something that I say in every single podcast, is your idea is like your baby. You're investing on it. You're putting in your money, your savings, your time, everything. So it's like your baby. And when you're choosing to, for example, when you go ahead and choose a daycare, you're so you want to make sure that you're giving the best to your child. Same goes for when you're choosing a company for your app idea. You have to be
Yes,
so choosy. You have to ask questions. You have to be make sure that the person actually understands you more, and you and your
yes.
idea more, so you can have better communication, better relationship with them. So yeah, it's really important to have the right company. I do want to
But
know how. Yeah.
you have to know the questions to ask too. So that's
Yeah.
a learning curve.
Yeah, that is. Yes. How did you understood, like, how did you know what questions to ask?
YouTube. I just went on
Ah,
YouTube and I watched different
yeah.
tutorials and videos from people who have done it and what they wish
Uh-huh.
they would have asked. And people who have done it and said, this is what I wish I would have done different. Because
Mm-hmm.
why recreate the wheel? If somebody's already done it,
Yeah.
you know,
Learn from
share
it.
the
Yeah.
knowledge from it.
Yes.
That was a
Definitely.
huge help.
That is. I cannot. So I just realized that when you were starting out, there was no chat GPT. And you could not, because now I
No,
can,
chat.
I don't think.
So the first app I came up with, the idea of it,
Uh-huh.
it was like I needed Chat GBT, and I didn't know
Yeah.
that's what I needed until it
Yeah.
came along, and then it clicked and I went, oh my God, this is what I needed, because I couldn't figure out how to make the positive affirmations, those positive thoughts,
Yeah.
be tailored to the individual like a therapist does in session. So I was spending all this time coming up with variations and writing down lists and thinking about how to streamline and how could somebody choose the right one. And then Chat GBT AI came and I was like, holy crap. I was like, this is
Yeah.
what my app needed.
Exactly. And it's so strange because now I can never go back to not using ChatGPT. It's like something that's a part of my life
It's like
because
Google,
it's like Google. Exactly. It's like Google, but way nicer, or
user
way
friendly.
user friendly. Yeah, I just love ChatGPT, and this is something like even my colleagues and my friends are like, you use ChatGPT a lot. I'm like, yeah, I do. I know
Oh,
that, but it just makes my life so easy, and I love it.
it's like saying you use the dictionary a lot or you use
Oh,
encyclopedias back in the day. Yeah,
exactly,
you're right. I
exactly.
want to be correct.
Yeah, love that. Apart from that, because we're talking about AI right now, I want to know what's your take on AI and therapy. So, do you think technology like AI is going to change stuff, or is it going to hurt stuff? For example, the job of therapist or other things as well. What's your take on that?
Um, I would say, like anything that humans create,
Uh
we
huh.
can take it one way or the other, right? We
Yes,
can use
exactly.
it for good or we can use
Mhm.
it for bad. And that's
Yes.
always an individual's choice.
Choice. Yeah.
A lot of people within my field are a little nervous that we're going to get replaced by AI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. There might be a swing towards it for a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
AI cannot replace that relationship that you have with another person.
Yes.
So it can help. And I think us as therapists should use AI to our advantage to
Mm-hmm.
help our clients in unique and healthy, ethical ways, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah.
coping skills and some basic things that we can use AI for. Why not? Why not use it to help? It's like taking Gatorade instead of water. We're enhancing what we're doing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am totally for that. We just want to make sure that ethically we're not having AI do it all,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And that we are still taking that time to be in a therapeutic session with the client only about them,
Yes.
not on our phones. But maybe
Yeah.
some homework that AI could do for us. Or maybe tell the client to go on Chat GPT or whatever they use and say, what are some coping skills that would help this specific situation? Right? We can meld the two together and make them useful.
I love, when people are not scared of AI. If you use it to a limit, if you're actually, ethically, like you
Mhm.
said, if you use it ethically, you can always gain so much more. I will never understand why people want to limit themselves, saying just because something is new, they don't want to, experience it, or they're scared of it. And I always tell every, whoever's scared of AI, I always tell them that it's not something that you should be scared of. You should use it, move forward with the time. So, like, you used to use Google, you use your phone, you use other stuff, start using AI as well. You don't have to be so scared about it. You don't have to be so worried about it, because I truly am a firm believer of this, that AI can never replace humans. Yes, it can help you out, it can definitely help you
Mhm.
out, but it will never replace, because human the human touch can never be replaced by an AI.
I absolutely agree completely. I would just say that people, we get things normed, right?
Uh-huh.
And so when change happens, even if it's positive, it's different, it's
Yeah.
unknown.
Yeah.
And so we resist it because it's not our norm. Even if our norm's unhealthy, we will go back to our norm because that's
Hmm.
what we're used to.
Yeah.
An unhealthy norm that I know what to expect feels more comfortable than a healthy, positive alternative
Yeah.
where it's unknown and I don't know what to expect. So,
Exactly.
with everything in life, there's that learning curve of us getting used to it, getting normed to it, so that we can digest it and feel more comfortable doing it.
Definitely, yes, I agree with that. So, Erin, I want to know, what was your relationship with our team? How was it? How were things? Obviously, your relationship with the team, as in the process, the progress of the application. uh, I know that you're also doing marketing with us, so how are things right now as well?
Things are wonderful. AppVerticals has been, they're like my translator. They were able to take all this mental health jargon that I had and the excitement that I had for trying to get an app out there that would calm people's nervous system and help them just get a pause for a moment, right? Just
Yeah.
reset. Just, if nothing else, for a second. And they were able to take that and actually make it into an app. It was just incredible to me because I had interviewed a whole bunch of places, tried a website that didn't work, and it was
Hmm.
like I knew I was missing something, but I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah.
And it was two things: AI, but also working with a company that could understand what I was talking about within mental health. And
Uh-huh.
also, if they didn't know, they would say, I'm not sure about that. And they would ask questions to learn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not a lot of companies want that. They're not open to learning. They act as if they're the expert in everything. And
Hmm.
I'm a therapist. I have expertise in trauma work, but I'm not an expert in everything. I don't know everything. And the fields are always growing and changing, and there's always new things to learn. So you have to be open to what you thought was a good idea 5 years ago may not work now, right? We learned
Yeah.
something new, so you have to
Yeah.
adjust. App
Uh-huh.
Verticals was very open to that. So that really spoke to me. They also were able to look at the app and, from the marketing standpoint, go, do we really want to add this feature? Does it give us the best bang
Mhm.
for your buck? And that
Mhm.
wasn't something I thought about. I was just in the mindset of, ooh, this will help someone. This will help someone. And I wasn't thinking about, well, what is the return on that? Is that
Yeah.
really what the market's telling us?
Uh-huh.
And sort of having an app company that also has that other thought process to make sure that I'm not just throwing money away,
Mhm.
that was a huge turning point for me.
Yeah.
That made me
I always
just feel more trust and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I always encourage, even within the team, or when I'm talking to a client, or if I'm on a call with a client, we always make sure that we don't just, take their money, because that's not something ethical. If we want to, we can obviously,
A lot of
a client
companies
is gonna.
do that though.
Yeah, there are a lot of companies that do that. But one motto that our CEO has always said, one thing that we're very clear on, that we're not going to take the money that's not justified. We have to. So we always try our best to make a client's project our own success story as well. So we always work on it. We always make sure that whatever we're doing, whatever suggestions we're giving, it's on point for the client. Is it something that the client wants? Is the feature that the client's requesting, like you said, is that even worth it? Or is that even
Mhm.
gonna, work on the in the application? Is that gonna, when the application is gonna hit the market, is that something that we, it's gonna go viral, or not just go viral, but like, something that application actually needs. So we always
Mhm.
try our best to give value, and our how would I say it? We always try our best to give out to the customers as well, our best to the customers. So that's something I
I
really love about our teams.
absolutely felt that. There were several meetings that I've had with the different members of different teams, the marketing, the developers, and
Yeah.
they're communicating with each other, asking each other what could they do to make something more accessible. Is this really something we should add?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of cooperation, and I always felt that any suggestion that was made, that you guys actually cared about it. Like, everybody I've ever worked with at your company has actually used my app. And that's
Yeah.
just awesome to me.
We try our best to, be prepared, and to make sure whoever the client is, if we have an application, if they're, we build their application, or even if they're just starting out with us and have something, for example, on a website or maybe an application, we go through, we search, we get in depth with it. So that's something I love about our teams.
Oh no, I've enjoyed all my time with your teams, and I don't plan on going anywhere else.
We love that. Thank God. Like I said, you're also doing marketing with us. So I want to know, because I saw your Instagram. I love the videos that you post. The just the small videos where you like calm down or breathe in, breathe out. I've seen those videos. So I love the concepts and everything else with that as well. What's the vision forward, like way forward now? What are you thinking? How are you going to handle the marketing?
Well, I'm definitely listening to the marketing team because this is what they do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go argue with my mechanic if they tell me to do something with a car. I'm not going to argue with the marketing team. I may
Yeah.
ask questions so I better understand,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
maybe share my views on what's authentic to me if something doesn't fit right.
Yeah.
But they're always very open to that. So we're definitely looking at some more reels. We're definitely looking at different ways to engage with the audience and get the information out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
all about sharing everything I know, everything I've learned, new things I'm learning. There's no reason for me to keep it all in and only share it with
Yeah.
clients who see me one on one.
Yeah.
I want it all out there. So we're getting as much information about mental health out there as possible, more reels, and trying to start to slowly educate people
Yeah.
about the bilateral stimulation piece of the app,
Mm-hmm.
about how doing that before you sleep can calm you, help you
Mm-hmm.
process everything from that day so you don't hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to take some while getting that information out there. But,
Yeah.
I saw the app Calm has bilateral sounds. So it's
Yeah.
coming. More people are
Yeah.
becoming aware of it. There's a whole group of individuals doing like biohacking, understanding their bodies and what they can do. And
Uh-huh.
bilateral stimulation, my app with the neuroscience, goes completely along with that. So there's a market out there for it, and more attention is coming towards it. We just have to help along.
Right now, I think your focus is also on the same thing, that you want to get the word out right now, and you want to share your knowledge that you have with the world. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
So I was just asking, what's your take on the algorithm shift? Because now, were you someone who used to post a lot, or is just something new to you? Do you know how the algorithm is working right now? What's your take on that?
So I am always learning more information about that. I tried during COVID to learn how to post and do the algorithm and the different times that are better and things like that.
Yeah.
Content, that's a full-time job, and I see why people do that and get paid for that because it is a full-time job. Also,
Yeah.
I'm a therapist and it's not what I want to be doing, and it's not
Yeah.
my it takes me longer to do it, right? Because it's not my area.
Yeah.
Um, and with the shift that I've heard, I kind of am unsure of how to take it, honestly.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. We got your back. We'll have the
Oh, I
marketing
know
team,
you do.
take
I know you
you.
do. But I'm not quite sure how to, you
Yeah.
know,
So
where
basically,
it's going to
yeah,
lead.
yeah. So how I am someone that posts a lot on social media. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, any certain social media platform, I post on that. So for me, the algorithm, it's so, especially on Instagram, it's so, it's so unpredictable, because it just, shifts within months, I would say. Instagram would Meta would just, out of nowhere will give an update, and everything, as a social media manager, everything you've worked for is now down the drain, because there's another update. There's The algorithm has changed, everything has changed, you have to start from scratch. It's a bit tricky, I would say, but at the same time, I think now the content that's going viral, even on TikTok, it's more of, something that people can relate to, something that, one on one. For example, I've seen so many TikTokers that just, pretend to be. I don't know if you know Shauna the mom. Do you know her?
Oh, I have heard about her. I
Yeah,
actually have a client who shared her with me, and how insightful and beneficial she's been in her life.
yeah. Mostly her TikToks and her videos are about, she just enacts. She has another world, I would say, in which, she acts all the characters and all of that. So I think that's something people can relate to so much, and that's how the algorithm is
Absolutely.
working now.
No, my
Yeah.
client said it's great. It makes them feel not alone.
So because she enacts the situation, the real life situation that actually happens in her world. So she
Mhm.
basically, there is like a character Barb, that's a mother-in-law, then she has her
Yes, I
husband, she has
saw
a
her.
kid.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm so invested because I just love, it's so relatable to us, and I just love the way she acts and all of that. What would be the one advice, Erin, that you would give to someone who's actually starting out now, for app development, or maybe it has an idea and still a bit skeptical if they should start or not? What would you say to that, to them?
Well, I would say first, figure out if there's a need. What is it
Uh
that
huh.
your idea and your app is helping? If there's not a need, you may want to rethink it, right? What is
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah.
solving? You really want to make sure that it's
Yeah.
solving something, adding something. What is it doing that's providing, right? Uh,
Definitely. What's the market gap?
yes, the market gap. Thank you. See, the business lingo, I'm still learning. The market gap.
It's okay.
And talk to others. Don't do it alone. There are cohorts out there, teams out there, online websites that don't cost money. Don't get scammed. I got scammed. That's another story.
Oh.
Yeah. Before I found you guys, and now I'm good. Um,
I'm gonna ask about that story later on, but yeah, continue.
um, but there is such great minds and information out there. You don't have to do it alone. So
Uh-huh.
ask questions about how do I start this? Where do I start it? What type of business do I want to be? Do I have a business plan? Where is the
Mm,
market? Right?
mm-hmm.
And then see how your
Yeah.
idea would fit into those different pieces and talk to people in the field.
Now, I actually want to know what happened. What was the scam about?
Um, so when I first began, everybody was talking about how you had to get like investors or you needed people who were going to be like financial partners and things like that. So I got a whole
Uh-huh.
business plan. I went through all the numbers, did projections, all those things that hurt my head as a therapist because that's not my expertise.
Yeah.
Reached out to the Better Business Bureau, Small Business Administration, just trying
Mm-hmm.
to find grants and different things I could do to get the app off the ground. Applied for a whole
Mm-hmm.
bunch of different grants. None of them came through. It was so messy. Um, but it always helped me because it forced me to answer a lot of
Yeah.
good questions about what was I
Yeah.
trying to solve? Where is the market right now? Why is this beneficial if it's beneficial? What is your target audience? Um, it really helped me to fine tune my pitch. Even though I don't like that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not me.
Yeah.
Um,
But it helped you some way.
it did. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I went through over a year long process with an investor who the BBB said was okay, um, who was not okay, who took some of my money because after a year investing all my time with this company,
Yeah.
I I I gained such a relationship with them that I just fell for it. And so I paid
Mm-hmm.
for insurance and all this stuff that I shouldn't have, that I would not have had done if I started out a month or two, right? But because they had
Yeah.
been smart and built a relationship with me, and me being a therapist, I always want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I was.
Yeah. Aw, I feel sad, but I'm glad that we came to rescue you from
You,
that.
you guys helped me. And Also, it taught me some valuable lessons. There were moments throughout the process
Mm-hmm.
where my gut told me no, where my gut said this isn't right, and I didn't listen to
Mm-hmm.
it. And I didn't listen to anybody.
I am always the girl who would listen to her gut. If my gut is saying no, this is not something that you should do, I am not doing that. I am sixth sense. If my sixth sense is like no, this is dangerous, I'm not doing it.
And I learned a very valuable lesson to always trust my gut, to pause
Yeah.
and slow down. If anybody is rushing
Mm-hmm.
you, that's not okay. You can
Yeah.
take time.
Yes. Yes.
And that
100%.
it's okay to say, you know what, this doesn't feel right, or to say no.
Yeah, it's okay to say. This is something that I struggle with. I cannot say no for the love of God. I am someone who would always try to I am someone that who will always try to, if someone is asking for help, even though my plate is full, I'm gonna always try to, help them out as well. You
Every time I say yes to a person, I'm telling myself
uh
no.
oh
Yeah.
that's
So that
really
kind of made
great.
me
Yeah.
stop and think and go, do I really want to tell myself no every day, all day? No, you're not important. No, your time isn't valuable. I was like, I'm really not giving myself good messages.
Yeah, oh my God, that's something I'm gonna, it's gonna help me a lot now. Thank you so
Good.
much.
It helped me. So I pass it on.
I oh yeah, thank you so much. Can I have you on my podcast every day as a therapist?
I love
I am learning
conversations
so much.
like this. It's so much fun.
I know, right? I love interacting with clients as well. I love it. And especially the ones where, you can actually understand each other's perspective, opinions. There you can learn from them. And obviously, I can never say that I know everything. That's not something,
Me
for
neither.
me, it's logically, yeah, it's not logically correct. You can always learn so much from other people's, maybe
Yes.
something that your experience taught you that I will never, my experience would never teach me, but you can just share your information with me. So I don't know if you know about this, but I'm a yapper. I don't know if you know or not, but yapper are some so basically in our Gen Z language, yapper is
Okay,
someone who
tell.
talks a lot.
Okay.
Yapper is someone who talks a lot. So I am one of those. So talking to the clients, I'm like, yeah, sign me up. I'll talk to the clients. I love talking to
Is
the
being
clients.
a yapper a bad thing?
Not really. It's just
Oh, okay.
something
Because
that
it
we
doesn't
say.
sound bad to me.
It's not it's not
It's
a bad
just
thing.
a
It's just
way
like
you label your
yeah,
interactions.
exactly. So basically, it's just
Ah, okay.
Gen Z like she's a yapper. She likes to talk. If she's working, let her work. If you're gonna go talk to her, she'll start talking and she won't shut up. So that's just something people
Oh,
say.
that's funny. Okay.
It's not a bad thing. Trust me, it's not.
I'm going to use it on my daughter when I get home and see what she says.
Oh, how old is she?
16. So she'll probably
Oh,
roll her eyes at
yeah.
me and tell me that I can't use that word.
I love when teenagers actually do that. She's gonna be like, "Mom, don't say that."
Yes.
That's what I do to my mom as well. Whenever she use some kind of Gen Z language, I'm like, no, don't, please don't do that. I
I
like you
get
the
that a
way you
lot.
are. Just
Yes. It's so funny.
love that.
I recognize all the benefits of my parents raising me to be strong and independent.
Yeah,
Even if they didn't always like what I had to say, they still instilled in me
yeah,
to be true to myself and use my voice. And not everybody got
uh-huh.
that growing up. And
Yeah,
so when I became a parent, you could either go, I don't want to do anything they did, or you could flip it and go, what did they do that helped and what could have helped more? Because if
Mm-hmm.
I just stay in the past of this is how they screwed up this and they did that wrong, I'm just stuck, right?
Hmm.
I can
Yeah.
acknowledge the things they did that I didn't like, and that's valid.
Mm-hmm.
But now I want to move forward and figure out how do I do better and how do I
Yeah.
take what works well and use
Yeah.
that as well.
I actually want to know for everyone who's listening or watching, how can they connect with you? How can they download the application? Where can they find it? All of that.
Oh, okay. So if you go to mindcircuit.org, that's my website, and it talks about the app and the different things it does. You can track your emotions every day. It gives suggestions on coping mechanisms you can use based off of your emotions. And then it has links to the app. So we have the app in Apple and in
Mhm.
Android. So we have it in
Uh-huh.
Google Play and we have it in the iStore. And so you can use the app to track emotions, coping skills, inspirational quotes, or what I really want everybody to do with it is to use it for the bilateral stimulation with
Yeah.
positive, healthy affirmations that
Yeah.
AI tailors for you.
Yeah. The best feature of the application.
Yes, is the bilateral stimulation, the watching those dots go back and forth. You can change the color, the shape, the size. You can have different sounds go back and forth. If you hold your phone, you can feel it. It's really cool.
Oh,
I
it,
love
it
it.
is.
So
It
you get
sounds
the
very cool. Yeah.
tactile too. Um,
Uh-huh.
and if you do that just a couple times a week before bed, you will notice in a couple weeks that you're just calmer, that you're more
Mhm.
regulated. It just
Yeah.
naturally is a system that our body and brain does already. We're just making sure it does it all the time and doesn't hold on to trauma and helps us to reset our nervous system because
Yeah.
e- everything we've gone through these past like 5, 10 years, it's just been trauma after trauma.
Yeah. Everyone, I think, needs some sort of pause in their life. They need to,
Yes.
relax, and they need to make sure that their nervous system is, taken care of. Like you take care of your body, like you take care of your,
Mhm.
physical strength. You need to make sure that
Yeah,
you
your
mentally
gut
also.
health. You see a
Yeah,
dentist to get your teeth cleaned. Like,
exactly.
go to the people who this is what they do. This is their career. This is their passion, right?
Hmm.
And
Know
so if you
know who is
use my circuit, you're going to
exactly.
help
That's
yourself.
what I was. That's what I was gonna say as well. That know the people who are the expert in the industry, and if you're looking for therapy, you know where to find Erin.
Well, please use my app at night. Calm your nervous system
Exactly.
so that
It's
you can
something.
heal.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that is made to heal you guys. You should definitely go ahead, check it
Yes.
out, download the application.
Yes.
Try it for your own self first, and if you love it, tell other people about it.
Yes, absolutely. I use it myself. Like, I use
Ah,
my own
perfect.
app when I get overwhelmed or if I've had a day where it's just too much coming at me. I will use
Mm-hmm.
my own app at night before I sleep because I know I need that pause and I need
Yeah.
to give that signal to my brain not
Uh-huh.
to hold on to this gunk, to let it go so I
Mm-hmm.
can desensitize and heal. None of
Yeah.
us are broken. There's nothing to fix. We just
Yes.
need to heal.
Yes, what a beautiful way to end this. To be very honest, you just telling me that as a therapist, you go ahead and at night use your own application is like a testimonial for me about your application. Like it's so good. At the end of the day, you actually go ahead and use your own application. You're a user of your own application. I love that.
Oh, well, I know I need something, right?
Yeah.
We all need help.
We all do.
Um,
Yes, I agree
and
with
it's
that.
storming today, so I know my
Oh,
nervous system's overwhelmed. So I'm definitely using
yeah.
it tonight.
Yeah. I hope things, get better for you. Plus, I
Thank you.
am so excited for all the future, things, vision that the application holds, because it has so much potential in it. We all, over here at AppVerticals, the team, I spoke with them. They're so excited with it. Even the marketing team, they're like, we try not to bug Erin a lot, but we're always like, can you shoot this? Can you do that? Can you send us that video? And they're so excited for it because we all see the potential the app has. Plus, you are so invested in it. There's so many users that's still using the application. So much more we can do for the application. So we're all excited.
Mhm.
Any final thoughts that you would like to leave our listeners that are listening to the podcast with?
I
Any
would
final
just
thoughts?
say trust your gut. Always make sure you're working with a team that listens to you, which is why I've
Yeah.
stuck with you guys. And again, everybody can heal.
Definitely. Yeah. What a positive way to end this podcast. I love that.
Oh, good.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Erin, for joining our podcast. It was great having you. It's great having you as our client as well. Um, I just, wanted the podcast was so relaxing. I got to learn so much about, myself, my body. I know how
Good.
to say no. I know how to say no, but like I know how to say no
When
now.
it's
I love
appropriate.
it. Yeah, yeah. Love it. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you. It was fun.
It was fun, no doubt. Can't wait to do this again.
Bye.
Perfect. Bye bye.